you probably scared the life out of half of Nassau County. That was brilliant, Elliot. Brilliant.
Just because I forgot one little detail.
One little detail? A maid who's got to scream louder than an air raid siren.
Here, Matilda. Take it in the kitchen and clean it.
Clean it? I'm gonna touch it with a 50-foot pole.
It's only blanks. You can do more damage with a potato peeler. That woman, a band-aid on every finger. She can't even open a can of peas. She's afraid of a little gun.
That little gun's a 38. One bullet properly placed could kill a man here or here.
Please, Hollow, don't be morbid.
For a man who kills at least 5 people a week on his TV show, you're remarkably sensitive.
Of my own life, of course. I only write as all writers do, in their fantasies. Oh, Hollow, I have such delicious fantasies. I've killed so many of my closest friends. Every week, on television. I'm so lucky.
Just make sure they are your fantasies. As a real murderer, you're the worst bungler I've ever seen.
Now, why do you say that? I thought I handled this one pretty neatly. It's a possible exception, of course, of Matilda.
Neatly? You made every conceivable mistake in the book. You would have blood all over the carpet, and you handled the gun without gloves.
I was going to wipe off the fingerprints, of course.
Of course. My dear Elliot, you're a nice fellow. And a good friend. I like your wife. My wife likes your wife.
I like your wife, too.
You're very generous. When you borrow something, you return it. You play a good game of Scrabble, even if you do try and slip in a Hungarian word on us now and then. But as a murderer, you're pathetic. I'd have you in the electric chair for this last one in 10 minutes flat.
I want you to know I make my living writing these pathetic murders. I bought my house with it, which I am trapped like a rat in Long Island.
I resent that. I'm trapped like a rat, too. I don't think it's very tactful to talk.
Well, you can't help it, Hollow. Your work is here. But me? What do I got in common with grass and honeysuckles and flowers? I'm a city boy, Hollow. Green is a color that I have despised for years. When I came up, when the sun came up, I went into hiding. But here, you can't hide from the sun. It follows you.
Only in the summer. Remember, no matter how hot and unbearable it gets, the winters are worse.
So, how's your day been?
Not for you.
Oh, excuse me, Hollow. Hello? I can't talk right now. I tell you I can.
Elliot, I'm home. Hello. Hi, Harlan. Sorry I'm late. Traffic was stopped over.
Is the traffic bad?
Terrible. You know, I have a great idea. Why don't they just pave all Long Island from stem to stern and turn all the cars loose to wander like cattle on the range?
Are you coming over for a rubber or Scrabble tonight?
Sorry, Harlan. I've got a guest spot on. Who's the pigeon?
Well, as long as you, I may even watch. So long, kids.
Oh dear. You're not wearing those dreadful brown and white jobs again.
You don't like them?
No, I don't.
I'm sure the Brooks brothers would not have sold them to me if they hadn't been in the best of taste. You don't like my taste in shoes? I don't like your taste in shower curtains.
We're not back in those shower curtains again, are we?
Sickly green, with seahorses.
Okay, I'll make a bargain with you. I'll get rid of the green shower curtains if you get rid of these shoes.
Shoes? Never!
Green shower curtains? Never. Too bad it's such a nice little marriage.
Had a really bad day, Angel?
Ghastly. I'm so sick of acting in that dang soap opera. Wish we'd have a strike or something for a few weeks so I could get some rest.
Why don't you quit?
Quit? My sweet Elliot. We're always broke on $25,000 a year. How could we manage on less?
It's his house. I mean, it's a lovely house, darling. You've done it beautifully, of course. But financially, it's such a bore. Every time we get ahead, another payment.
Well, at least we're getting something. We're building for an equity. What were we building at the Algonquin?
Ah, the Algonquin.
Soon we'll have our own house. Think of what that means if things go wrong. To own your own house.
I know what you mean, darling. You want some roots. But you're fooling yourself. If we go broke, we can't afford to live here. And it's awfully expensive keeping up with the taxes, the insurance, the gardener, and keeping up a front for the rest of Roslyn. We're terribly fun conscious. No, better not to have a house. Better to be stuck with just money.
You're very convincing when you want something, Elliot. But you can't convince me that a house is a bad thing to have. So have you read Bloated American's Dreams?
Now I'm un-American.
I'm not going to work my fingers to the bone so we can fatten up on room service at a hotel.
And what is wrong with room service, I'd like to know? Of all the blessings ever bestowed on the suffering brow of mankind, room service has been the greatest. When outside the wind is flying, the snow is howling, room service is there to bring up your dinner. When you're stuck in bed with a temperature of 103, and your bones ache with the virus, who is there to count on you Who was there to comfort you in your hour of need? Room service. Don't talk that way to me. You can insult my taste, my judgment, even my poor little talent. Don't ever insult room service.
Very touching. But we're staying out here just the same. I know why you want to go back to New York, so you can split your time between Lindy's, Sardi's, the old Vienna, and the Pavilion.
But don't say that, darling. You don't mean it.
It's for you. You know that. You admit yourself you waste your time eating and talking when you should be working. And I don't like to mention this delicate subject, but we both know.
Yes, yes. Like Oscar Wilde, temptation is the only thing I can't resist.
So how's the script coming? How many pages today?
Half a page.
Half a page.
I can't concentrate.
Elliot, you've got a deadline. You come sit over here and concentrate. Don't let anything distract you.
Hello there.
Oh, come in, Mrs. Chandler.
I have some wonderful news for you.
Somebody wants to buy the house?
Yes, the McGrooters.
Who?
You don't know Jonathan McGruder?
I'm ashamed, but I don't.
He's just one of the biggest gas station magnates in all of Nassau County. Owns dozens and dozens of them.
Oh, those McGrooters.
Charming man. His wife is rings. Poor dear. And they're looking for a little house like this where a nurse can take care of it. Unobtrusively.
Well, I'm afraid Mrs. McGruder will have to find another place to do her drinking. My wife is more determined than ever not to sell.
You can't pass up a chance like this. McGruder's got all the money on Long Island. He'll go for 55,000 without batting an eye.
55?
Certainly. And where do you think we'll get another sucker like him so fast?
That's so true. Where will we?
Did you do what I told you to do?
Yes, yes. I feel like a criminal. The attic leaks, the water heater's broken down 3 times, the garbage disposal hasn't worked in 2 weeks. I've dropped whole oranges into the plumbing. I've sabotaged the living heart out of this house, and she refuses to be discouraged. Call the plumber to fix it. I can't keep this up, Mrs. Chandler. I feel like a criminal. A criminal, I tell you.
Nonsense. Mr. Nash, you're just a normal husband fighting for his virility against a typical, emasculating American woman.
I am not. I love my wife. She's the dearest, most sweetest, thoughtful, kindest, loving.
Elliot, in front of Mrs. Chandler, really?
I tell everyone how much I love you. It's a phobia.
A mania, darling, not a phobia. Hello, Mrs. Chandler. And what could be on the agenda for you today, I wonder?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I just dropped by to see how you two are enjoying your house.
We're adoring it, aren't we, Elliot?
Adoring it.
And I thought you said this place had been completely renovated a year before we bought it.
That's right. I showed you the bills.
Well, everything has gone to hell on wheels fast. The roof leaks, the water heater broke down, the plumber's gone out. I was taking a shower when suddenly everything gurgled to a halt, and the throne practically erupted like Vesuvius.
Really? Now what do you suppose could have possibly caused such a thing?
I don't know. There are too many things going on here. Elliot, call the plumber, won't you? Excuse me, Mrs. Chandler.
She suspects. She may even know. Don't come here again, Mrs. Chandler. I'll come to your office.
My God, Mr. Nash, she's really got you bulldozed, hasn't she? Well, I'll try to keep McGruder's hot. You keep packing away at this house. Get to work on the fuses. Try to louse up the electricity or something.
I'll call you. What's in the bag?
Your dinner. Celery, carrots, lamb chops, fried crisp, and a lovely grapefruit.
concentrate.
Elliot, this is it. I've got it. I've got it.
Got what, darling?
Wait, I'll show you. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes. What is it?
A gazebo.
A what?
A gazebo.
Oh, a gazebo.
This is just the drawing. The real thing I bought is about 18 feet high, 14 feet around.
Oh, what does it do?
Nothing. It's a sun house. I put it in a bid last week and the auction was held today. And my bid won. Imagine.
Wait a minute. Not making any sense. Start from the beginning.
Sarah Wilson knew this woman, a charming old lady with a passion for the 18th century, who collected, and when she died, they were selling off the estate. But nobody wanted the gazebo, so...
Nobody but my wife.
So I stole it for $500, and it's coming over here tomorrow in a van from Connecticut.
You stole it for what? You go back there and give them another $500 before the news gets around and we're disgraced.
Oh, Elliot, it must have cost thousands when it was new. And to ship it over here from England in sections? Imagine.
Yes, the mind reels. A beautiful 18th century sun house, coming all the way to Roslyn, Long Island. Just what I needed.
A gazebo. I bought it for you. I thought you'd love it.
I may love it, darling. I've just never tried one.
I remember Bernard Shaw had a summer house. He rode out there in all kinds of weather. So you can ride out there too. It's quite big. And you can take your desk and your typewriter and your chair and everything.
I'm not Shaw, honey. I'm not. I'm just a television writer. What I need now is fresh ideas.
Maybe you'll get them in the fresh air. Oh, darling, I'm sure you'll like it. I've been through such a lot of trouble.
Yes, I'll learn to love that gazebo as much as I love you.
I've got just the spot for it. It's quite simple to install, too.
We have to install it?
Well, we have to put foundations in naturally.
We do?
I've got just the spot for it. Right out here. I checked with the contractor first, Mr. Thorpe, of course. He said they just dig a little hole about 6 feet deep. Nothing really. Then they just pour a little cement, just a teensy bit of cement. Oh, it'll be beautiful. It only costs about $300 or $400. I've got all the papers. It's from Henley on Thames. They claim Prince Regent, Mr. George IV, hit him, wasn't he? Well, they claimed he dallied in it with his mistresses, naughty boys and Hanover's.
Well, for $800 or $900, we should get some good dallying in it.
Never mind the dallying, Elliot. You're supposed to write in it.
Well, it's got a heater in it, I suppose, so I can write in the winter.
You'll thank me for this. Well, now I gotta go take a shower. But when I come back, we'll have a long, cold drink and a lovely, quiet dinner or drive back for tonight's show. Hello? 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 That's the oddest thing. Pick up the phone and then I hear a click and they hang up on me.
Probably just the wrong number.
Well, we better report it anyway.
Yes, I'll do that.
All right, darling.
Hello? Hey, Shelby? This is Elliot Nash. Yes, my wife answered. Look, I'm trying to get your money, but I can't possibly take out that much without my wife noticing. Everything we have is in a joint account. Look, you're just gonna have to give me some more time. Tuesday, can you give me till Tuesday? Sure, Harry, sure.
Elliot,
Oh!
what's the matter?
Everyone, enjoy your turkey! On Walking out of the local and wrong